What's going on, guys? Welcome back to LOI Fan TV. I hope you're all keeping very well indeed. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at 5 players that John O'Shea needs to be calling up to the next Ireland squad for this upcoming international break. Is it 5 players John O'Shea needs to call up, or is it 5 players I want to see called up? A bit of a mix of the two. If you do go to enjoy the video, please make sure to drop a like on it down below, and please do subscribe as well. It is much appreciated as always. But yeah, let's just jump straight into the video. I was going to include like a Sami Smojic in this, but I think he's been in a few squads now already, and I think it's such a no-brainer. Like, he's one of the best strikers in the championship, one of the best forwards in the championships, that it's such a no-brainer. I'm not going to actually include him in the 5 players, but let's just say he's a player that he needs to be in the team. He needs to be there. First up, I am going to go for Jake O'Brien of Lyon. Now, Jake O'Brien, 23-year-old defender. I'm sure you're all very aware of him. Started out with Cork City, made the move to Crystal Palace. Didn't really break in. I think he was impressing for their under 23s and stuff. Didn't really break in. Now, Palace have kind of an interesting ownership model where they own a team in Belgium, and they own, I think the same owners own Lyon and stuff as well. So we've kind of seen Jake O'Brien's career play out as a result of that. He did spend some time on loan in the Belgian second division, I believe, and performed very well over there. I think he was also with Swindon for a while, I believe. I don't think they're in Palace's ownership group, but he was with Swindon in League 2 for a bit and did well there as well. Before getting a move last summer to Olympique Lyon in the French Ligue 1, obviously a massive club in European football. So much pedigree, an amazing club, and what an opportunity for Jake. He kind of came out of the blue, really. I think it was a £1 million transfer fee for him, and it seemed like a very random move. Now, I don't think he was expected to break into the team straight off the bat, but he just did. I think there may have been a couple of injuries, stuff like that, but just opened up for him, and he fit in there like a glove, and he has not looked back since. 18 appearances in the league so far this season. He's scored 3 goals as well. He chipped in with 3 goals, and he's got an assist as well. It's been a fantastic breakthrough season for him. It hasn't been a great season for Lyon. I know they were starting the season off really badly. I think they've come back into the campaign a little bit, but he's still playing with kind of, maybe not world class players, but probably the next tier down. I think Lacazette's playing for them, and Quarantine Tolisso, and a load of that kind of standard caliber of players. So really high quality. And for me, obviously centre back, to be fair, it is a tricky position. You do have a lot of competition in that area of the pitch. You do have a lot of Premier League talent in that position. Obviously Scales as well, maybe a centre back, left back option, playing in Celtic. But yeah, for me, Jake O'Brien, he's been so impressive. He deserves this opportunity. Jake O'Brien has to be in the squad. Player number 2 for me is Bosun Lawal. Fantastic player. Now, the team I do support or follow in England is Wigan Athletic, and I witnessed kind of first hand just how good this guy is, and it kind of made me really sit up and pay attention to him. I've heard his name touted around, obviously a really high prospect with Celtic, and Celtic just seems to be the kind of the place where Irish players' careers got to die recently, which is such a shame. Obviously Rocco Vada can't really get into the team now. Johnny Kenny went there in a long-term deal, hasn't really worked out from, obviously on loan at Shamrock Rovers. Bossoon as well, obviously out loan in Fleetwood. They kind of just seem to be storing them and then not really giving them opportunities. Obviously Mikey Johnson as well as a prime example of how good you can be, and then not get an opportunity for whatever reason. So I think the sooner Irish players stop moving there at a young age, or just generally stop moving there, the better, to be honest. Obviously if they're established players like maybe an Adam Ida, for example, it will work out, but I just think the young lads that they're kind of stockpiling, I don't think it's the move anymore, to be honest. But anyway, that's off topic. Bosun is a fantastic player. I kind of had him in my head as this central defender, but he kind of, when I saw him, he was playing central midfield, and he has it all. He has it all. He scored 2 wonderful goals against Wigan, and I looked into him a good bit more after that game. Technically he's there, he's power, he's pace, he's strength, he's a great passer of the ball. He can do everything. To play centre half or central midfield as well, it gives us that versatility. It could maybe make a case that it's 6 months to 12 months too soon for him, and I kind of get the argument that he's playing for a poor League 1 side as well. They obviously are kind of in the relegation dogfight. It's fantastic experience for him nonetheless. And I think I'd love to see him get this opportunity. Obviously they're only friendlies and stuff, so I'd love to see him get the opportunity. But I do understand the argument that maybe it is kind of 6 months maybe too early, 6 to 12 months too early for him. But I think it's a perfect opportunity to get him integrated into the squad, and I think he's going to be a mainstay in this team for a long time to come. I'd be surprised. I would be surprised if Celtic don't put him straight into the first team when he comes back. And if they don't, he needs to go to the Championship. He needs to go somewhere else to develop, because he is the real deal. Get him in the squad, John. Now next up, and this could be a tad controversial, I was filming a combined 11 video for TikTok and Instagram recently, so go check them out if you want. But it was Bohemians and Shelbourne combined 11 ahead of the North Dublin derby last Friday, and obviously no brainer, put Conor Kearns in goal. And I made a comment that I want to see him in the next Ireland squad, or he should be in the next Ireland squad. And there was some comments being like, I turned the video off as soon as I heard that. Obviously, granted, from Bohs fans who weren't happy with the ratio of Bohs to Shells players, so it was kind of their excuse to turn the video off, I guess. But yeah, for me, Conor Kearns, it's definitely a conversation that needs to happen as soon as possible. Obviously, I'm a big advocate for trying to get, especially in these types of games, trying to get a League of Ireland player into the Ireland squad, just for that bit of exposure, just to give them that experience, and just for the league in general, to show that we're kind of developing as a league. We want to be trying to get players into our national teams, qualifiers, and into games in the future, and have that become more of a common thing to happen. And for me, probably the best chance of that happening in this window is Conor Kearns. Last season he was the best goalkeeper in the league, for my money, for sure. If he had the most amount of clean sheets, I think he did, but it was definitely one or two. I think he did have the most amount of clean sheets. Shells defensively, very good outfit, and yeah, he was fantastic last season. This season, I think there was 3 clean sheets in a row. Was it 3 or 4 altogether this season so far? Absolutely fantastic return from him. I think, yeah, 3 clean sheets altogether this season, 3 in a row, and he's been so good. Even in games where he has conceded goals, he's made some crucial saves, especially in that Shamrock Rovers game. You think back to some massive saves there, and I saw someone saying something about his distribution. His distribution is fantastic. The kick he has on him is amazing. You can pick players out. Obviously, the goal that comes to mind, if you want to see an example of this, is Will Jarvis's goal, the second goal against Shamrock Rovers at Talker Park a couple of weeks ago. I don't think that's a hoof ball. That's a picked out pass from Conor Kearns. He has that in his locker. He's 25 now, I think, so he's a good age to get him into the squad. Also, we kind of saw Talbot do it a few years ago. It was a great experience for him as well. So I think League of Ireland fans need to be getting behind this and not ridiculing the prospect of it. And you might think, who's he gonna replace in the squad? So obviously, you have 2 that are a lock. You have your Gavin Bazunu, who's the number 1, who's been really good for Southampton this season. You have Caoimhín Kelleher at number 2, who we've seen in the last while, like how good he is, and he just needs to leave Liverpool in the summer and play games regularly in the Premier League across Europe somewhere, not Celtic, but across Europe somewhere. He needs to get out amongst it. And yeah, for me, Caoimhín is right up there with Bazunu, and it's going to be a real battle for that number 1 jersey, as it should be in the coming years, which is great as well. But obviously for me, Gav is still number 1, but that's off topic for the minute. And then number 3 typically has been kind of Mark Travers or Max O'Leary. Now, I think Max O'Leary has been quite solid in the Championship this season, in fairness, but I think he's in his late 20s and stuff, so you can maybe look to give someone else an opportunity there, a younger goalkeeper maybe, and Max O'Leary hasn't been capped internationally either. And then Mark Travers as well. In fairness, I do like Travers, but he went out on loan to Stoke at the start of the season. He did quite well, I think, at the beginning of the year, and Bournemouth recalled him very early. It was October, November time or something like that, and I don't think he's played a game since. So that's why when you're looking at this, especially the Travers one, if there is an area for somebody to come in and give someone the opportunity and give a League of Ireland player the experience and give the league the profile, it creates a great buzz around the league. I think Conor Kearns should be the number 3 in the Irish goalkeeper setup tomorrow morning, but we will see how it goes. I know some fans won't be happy with it, but I think he's more than deserved. It's not like he's just had a good season this season so far. He was amazing and so consistent throughout the whole of last year as well, and for me, he deserves the opportunity. The next two players have both been in Ireland squads before, and I'm going to start off with Andy Moran. Now, you kind of saw him get his breakthrough into the Ireland squad. He got his first call up at the end of last year from Stephen Kenny, and it was thoroughly deserved. I know there was kind of some stick around, should we have called him up, should we have left him with the under-21s, blah blah blah. For me, I don't like, under 21s football is great and stuff, but like, yeah, the manager has to prioritise the senior team and get the best players available at that time into the senior squad. It's as simple as that. You have to prioritise senior football. I don't really, not that I don't care for underage football, I'd watch it, I'd want them to do well, but it's not the be all and end all really, like, it's just not. So you have to prioritise the senior team and get them into that experience, giving them that exposure to the first team players, giving them that opportunity to kind of integrate into the squad, get to know the lads and stuff. I think will be pivotal for him and will benefit him coming into the camp this time around 100%. Andy Moran is a player that I've kind of had my eye on for like years. I know a lot of people have as well. Like, you've seen the clips from, obviously, I think was he the youngest player in League of Ireland history, or he's up there for sure, or down there for sure, whatever way you want to say it. I think he was 15 playing for Bray or something, wasn't he? And he looked a real deal, and obviously playing for Brighton. There was some clips of him underage scoring mad goals and doing all sorts, and you just knew that he was a star. Now this season he's gone out on loan, which is the next step in his development, and it wasn't like a League 1, League 2, it was to the Championship with Blackburn Rovers. He's played 30 games for them, which is a really substantial figure for a 20-year-old kid in the Championship. It's really good to see. He kind of started off really well. He scored 1 goal for Blackburn and he has got 6 assists, so it's like a respectable tally. He's also scored 2 goals in the EFL Cup this season, and he has 3 assists in the EFL Cup, and that's 5 goal contributions in 3 cup games for Blackburn. So I think Blackburn have been struggling this season a little bit. Sammy Szmodics obviously is their standout man. Andy Moran has been impressive as well, and I think he is a future Premier League player. I think Brighton could maybe crack into that Brighton 11 or squad next season. I wouldn't be surprised at all to see that, and at 20 years of age he looks a really exciting prospect, and I think the more experience you can get him in these positions, and I'm not sure if he got on in the last camp, did he? I can't remember if he made his debut or not, but to give him that opportunity again, it'd be brilliant to do it. I know kind of O'Shea got up for kind of the Jamie McGraths ahead of him, players like that, and I'm just Will Smallbones. Obviously there is options in that area of the pitch, but for me I'd love to see Andy Moran get into the squad. I think it'd be brilliant for him, and he's an exciting player for us all to watch. And then finally, this one I feel like is a no-brainer, and he will be in the squad, so I don't probably need to feature him in this list, so maybe it's a bad shout for it because he's such a no-brainer, but I'm going to go for Festy Ebosele now. The reason I'm including him in this is because we do have, I think, Coleman's back available, we do have Matt Doherty available, so are you going to bring kind of 3 right wing backs? Obviously you might bring Doherty as maybe a left-sided option, but Festy, I think, has to actually be starting these games now at this stage, to be honest. I think he's played 25, 26 games in Serie A for Udinese. He's really developed. I feel like he has so much potential, and these are the players we need to be nurturing. He's playing at the top level in Italy at the moment, and he's played consistently for them, and he needs to be getting opportunities now at the international stage. And if it is at the expense of a Matt Doherty, first of all, thank you, get him out of the squad, and it needs to happen. Let's start moving these players on. Obviously we've kind of seen Hendrick move on, we've seen McLean, we will love dearly, I'll be forever grateful, but we've seen him move on, and it's just time for Doherty to kind of go. Keep Coleman around. Coleman's a brilliant influence and a brilliant captain and fantastic, but I just feel Doherty, I'm just sick of watching him. So if it has to be at Doherty's expense, even though he's a Premier League player, if it has to be at his expense, so be it. Just do it. Bring Festy in, and I actually want to see him starting the games, to be honest. At this stage, he just needs. We need a new lease of life. We need a new freshness to the squad, and it's the perfect. O'Shea, hopefully, is the perfect man to do it, and the perfect man to really give these young lads an opportunity of starting games and getting this international experience under their belt. We've seen with Bazunu what it's done for his career. He's 22, 21. He's an established Championship goalkeeper. He's soon to be hopefully an established Premier League goalkeeper. He has 25 nearly caps or whatever it is off the top of my head. I don't know how many caps under his belt now, which is testament to Kenny giving them that platform and that trust and opportunity to do it, and the testament to his own character and his own ability as well. So the more caps you get under these kids' belts, the more likely we are to qualify for tournaments in the future. Not giving these opportunities to Matt Doherty's of the world, who have got us nowhere for years now and will get us nowhere in the future. So yeah, for me, Festy has to be in the squad tomorrow. Well guys, there you have it, the 5 players I need to see in the Ireland squad tomorrow. John O'Shea, do your thing. I've full belief that you're the right man for the next 2 games or whatever it is. But yeah, I like John O'Shea. I think he's a good lad, and he'll do us proud. And hopefully the first stage of that is getting the squad right tomorrow. But we will see how it goes down. If you did enjoy the video, guys, let me know down below by dropping a like on it, and let us know down in the comments what you think of the 5 players I've suggested. Is it any of them a little bit rogue? Obviously I'm thinking one might get a little bit of criticism, who knows. I'll be replying to the comments down there anyway, so make sure to get amongst it, and please do subscribe if you are new. It is so appreciated. We're going to have plenty of stuff coming up with the internationals, and with LOI consistent content coming out. We're going to really put a focus on that as well, and weekly previews to work. So really do appreciate all of your guys' support, and I hope you're keeping well. Take it easy, guys. I'll catch you in a bit.